courtesy the multinational efforts that were launched, and we thank immensely the partners and stakeholders who made this possible. I think we have had this very, very happy occasion. The only downside to this is, and I think it's apt for us to remember, that there is still one Indian seafarer who is missing for the last 3.5 years. Dheeraj Tiwari is his name. We are pulling out virtually all stops to try and seek his whereabouts, and of course one fears for the worst, but I hope we, in our prayerful wishes for a safe return. There have been some extraordinary sagas or tales of bravery which I think it's appropriate that I share with you. You may remember, in terms of the media coverage in the month of March and April this year, when the Yemen crisis came to a boil globally, there was this raging strife and war in Yemen. And when the crisis came to a head, we discovered that close to about 5,000 Indian nationals were stranded, caught in the crossfire literally, and they had to be evacuated. Courtesy a multi-pronged approach which was piloted by the Ministry of External Affairs, in which the Ministry of Shipping and a whole host of other stakeholders, not in the least bit the Ministry of Defence and the Indian Navy, were involved in this rescue mission, which was codenamed as Operation Rahat. And I'm extremely happy to share with you that as of April 18th, almost the entire lot of around close to about 5,000 Indians were brought back. And in that context, what is of signal reminiscence today is the role played by the masters and crew of 2 Indian flag merchant vessels, MV Kavrati and MV Corals, who were largely instrumental in sort of being used as a floating hotel in the course of that operation, which was centered in Djibouti. I mean, there was a back and forth movement of these evacuees, and the final call, both these vessels end up getting close to about 450 Indians as well as a large number of foreign nationals who wanted to flee from Yemen. I think it will be worth applauding on this occasion under extraordinarily trying circumstances. I mean, it was literally a war situation for them to have gone there. And I think what is mindful for us to note is that these were the crew who have operated purely in the coastal waters of the country. They never had probably an entire sea career ventured out into the international waters. And when they were called upon, I mean, they rose to this clarion call, went out there, reached out, and did a fantastically yeoman's service. As I think we progress in this this event today, I'm sure these gentlemen will be felicitated, but I think it's noteworthy to also share with you, again with immense delight, the fact that 3 Indian national seafarers, and including 1 Indian national seafarers welfare organization, were recently felicitated in the IMO by no less than the Secretary General in the course of the deliberations and the proceedings of the Maritime Safety Committee of the IMO. And I think it is imperative that I share the names with you right at the outset. One is, of course, Mr. Chirag Bari, the Regional Director, South Asia of the Maritime Piracy Humanitarian Response Program, who was conferred the Dr. Dirk Lindemann Award of the Personality of Seafarer for the year 2015. Then we've had Mr. Joseph Chaco, who was conferred the Welfare Personality of the Year Award. And last but not the least, we've had the National Union of Seafarers of India, represented here by Mr. Abdul Ghani, its General Secretary, who was conferred the Seafarers Welfare Organization of the Year. This was in the midst of stiff competition from nominations worldwide. And I think since they brought home the bacon, the credits to India, I think a huge round of applause is truly well deserved on an occasion like this.